all programs are built upon the same competencies as defined by the consortium. We approach them a little bit differently. And these competencies have the dual role of, or dual purpose of improving individual performance of public managers and improving the effectiveness of their organizations. And one of the things that I really love about the CPM and the way it's structured is that context is central. So this is not just about generic leadership development or organization development. It's about using each of those to further the other with the ultimate goal of solving actual problems in public sector organizations and improving the services they provide to the community. And I'll get to how we approach these competencies in just a minute. But I also want to call out that our program in particular recognizes that there needs to be an equity lens across the entire program. So there isn't a single one of these competencies that I'll talk about in a moment that doesn't or shouldn't relate to equity and inclusion in some way. So we still have a long way to go on this in our program, but over the last couple of years, we've been really systematically looking at how can we make sure that we are integrating this equity lens rather than just having, say, a 2-day cultural competencies workshop at some point in the program. All right, competencies. So I like to start with the competency of developing self because that's where our program starts. This competency is about demonstrating a commitment to continuous learning, self-awareness, and individual performance planning through feedback, study, and analysis. Leading people has to do with articulating vision in a clear and inspiring way, promoting diversity, fostering commitment and team spirit, as well as effectively managing our impulses and emotions. Managing work is a lot of the day-to-day stuff, right, of managing. Clear delegation and expectation setting, motivating, coaching, and providing feedback, monitoring, measuring, and addressing performance, and using effective planning, prioritization, and organization to meet organizational goals. Change leadership is fairly self-explanatory, but I do really like that the CPM competencies include fostering creativity, innovation, and proactiveness within that change leadership competency area. The next one is key, and it goes back to what I said about context being important. Systemic integration means approaching planning, decision-making, and implementation from an enterprise level perspective, right? Not just what impacts you or your team. And this is something that can be counterintuitive for people because when I say enterprise level, I don't mean you're in charge of everything. What I mean is taking a systems view, right? Beyond just our own little bubble of what we do. And we can do that at any level within an organization. Personal and organizational integrity, as you might expect, has to do with ethics, conflicts of interest, and legal and policy compliance, navigating those effectively. And then those are all tied together with a final competency of public service focus, which really runs through all of the content and other competencies, which is why I have it at the center of this wheel here, right, where everything's connected. One of our instructors said to me early on when I started working in the program that you can't really take yourself, your leadership style, your personality out when you create policy and do other work. And I just really loved that because it's a very succinct way to talk about how all of those things are tied together. And that's something we really try to showcase in our program and help people really integrate into the way they work.